Let's now welcome on board Gautam Sinha Roy and chat about what he's making of the market right now as we count down to now 25K and the strength in the broader market continues. Gautam, hi, afternoon. Good to chat with you after a while. Help us understand what is it that you're making of the market while the FIs have come back. They've not come back with a vengeance. The DI support at every given dip continues for the markets.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think that's indeed the construct. But I think going forward, what we'll have to see is how the earnings construct plays out. Because this quarter so far, we are already seeing quite tepid earnings. And this is coming on the back of 3 years of very solid earnings growth. So earnings, I think, will be the key thing to watch out from a market perspective going forward. But the flow construct remains very strong, undoubtedly, especially the domestic.
And what is it that you've made of the earnings so far? A couple of surprises in there, positive ones, of course, largely inline set, but then some disappointing pockets as well. Some of the select private banks haven't really fired the way the market was anticipating them to.
Yeah, private banks, metals, even the OMCs and the other oil majors, if you see, large caps, we have seen very tepid earnings growth. And even for the broader universe, I think 130 odd companies have reported. And there also, we're not seeing much of earnings growth. And if you see, Aisha, last year, the earnings growth was also coming from margin expansion, which has limited room to expand going forward. So I think that is something that will be critically watched for going forward.
Gautam, the Shellos are joining in the conversation. What are you making of the consumption space as a whole, given the fact that we have a lot of earnings now actually in place for the consumption space? And also, everyone was expecting the consumption space to do well in anticipation of what was expected in the budget.
Well, the broader consumption, if you see, there is a K-shaped recovery with high-end kind of consumption continuing to do well, be it real estate, cars. But there is some slowdown on that side. Rural consumption, we expect, should recover through the course of this year. And there, the budgetary support also, of course, comes into play. So that is one part we can be optimistic.
So in light of that then, Gautam, would you say that FMCG is more than a tactical call as we saw spring up after elections?
Well, difficult to say now, but yeah, there could be more legs there. The sector has not done very well for a very long period of time. So let's see, but something that we can monitor more closely going forward will be FMCG.
FMCG you monitor closely, but when you talk about consumption, actually, Gautam, you cannot even miss out on what exactly is the auto sector doing. It's not been a great 2 months coming in for the auto space. We will be expecting them to come out with their July sales number. The fact that in the next 2 days we'll be in brand new month. What's your expectation coming in for the auto sector as well as the auto ancillary space, which has actually fared well when you compare it to the primary auto space?
I think two-wheelers should continue to do well, both from margins as well as volume perspective. Even within auto anks, I think two-wheeler anks will do well, especially from a margin perspective. So this is one pocket within auto which will continue to do well, undoubtedly. The rest, I'm not so sure, honestly. CVs, we still have hope for further recovery there.
Interesting to say that, Gautam, because, the two-wheeler is going to have a lot of excitement. Now there is the Ola IPO as well in the offing. Bajaj has already diversified into a CNG bike now. How do you think the entry of a pure play EV maker within the two-wheeler listed entities now would mean, how it'll play out and what it would mean for the incumbents?
See, the company has been there for a while now. It's the highest selling EV. So from that perspective, nothing really changes. But of course, coming to the listed universe, the focus on EVs will increase all the more. And two-wheeler EVs is one area where we have seen some success. So that should continue to my mind over the coming 2-3 years. Four-wheeler EVs is where we still need to see some pickup, and we are waiting for some early signs of pickup to happen there. But two-wheeler EVs is a very steady growing business now as we speak.
Right. Gautam, let me talk about the space that has been actually the talk of town for the last 1.5 years or so, and that has to be the PSU pack as a whole. Any pocket of PSU, you catch that's the one that has seen sharp rally, be it power, defense, railways. What's your take now? Do you think that the pace of the rally will cool down now? People will take it a bit easy when you talk about the PSU space?
Well, one would hope so, honestly, after seeing the spectacular rally that has happened, especially the earnings growth that has happened in these companies in the last 3-4 years has been spectacular. Some PE de-rating has also happened. Going forward, see, both these levers have played out. So one has to be mindful of the risk there more than the prospects going forward, I think, could be rosy still from earnings perspective. But PE re-rating room would be very, very limited in the PSU space broadly speaking.
Have you on the show and join in for that quick chat. Good speaking with you.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.